Hi, everyone. Welcome back to our last module on Tableau. Thank you for sticking through it. I know this is a lot of content that we're kind of cramming in to this last week, and we just wanted to make sure that we gave you kind of enough to work with so you can go on and know what to look for and what to research as you develop your own Tableau skills. So, in this last module, we're actually going to create a dashboard using the choropleth map, the the bar plot, which is also the lollipop plot, the highlight table, the bubble plot, and we're actually going to make the decision not to include the line plot just because the colors were um, different, so that wouldn't really fit into the dashboard. And I think it'll just be kind of too many things happening all at once as well. So now what we're going to do is we're going to click here, right here, and this will add a sheet for the dashboard. And what we're going to do is to create this dashboard is we're just going to start dragging and dropping these sheets onto the dashboard. So what I'm going to do here is actually I want to make this tiled. So make sure that you click tiled here and I'm gonna just drag and drop this. This is gonna just fit to the size of the screen for now. And then we are going to put the bubble plot next door to it. And we're gonna take the highlight table, put that underneath the map, and take the lollipop plot and put that underneath here. So we can see that this is a little bit crammed. So what we're going to do here is we're actually going to have size. And right here, we have a fixed size. I'm going to change this to automatic. So this will automatically fit the screen. So it'll resize to the fit of any screens displayed on. So I think that's a really powerful tool to use. Um, and now we have um, everything enlarged and kind of optimized for the screen that you're working on. So um, what we're going to do now that we have this dashboard is you see we have this like container here with all this empty space. So I'm actually going to make all of these legends. I'm going to actually make them all floating. And you'll see what that is in just a second. So these are all fixed, right? But I want to make this floating. So that means I can take it, drag it, and drop it to a certain part of the um, dashboard. So I'm going to take this, move this here. I'm going to take this. I'm going to make that floating again, and I'm going to move that right here. So I'm going to delete this container. Right here. I'm going to remove container. So see, now that created even more space. So when we're working with a dashboard, we always want to optimize our space. So what I'm going to be doing here now is I'm just going to be reducing the size of this, and I'm going to make this a little bit wider just so it can fit our whole title, the whole legend title right here. Because this is really key. This is explaining all of the colors in our dashboard. So we can put that right there. I also want to put this here, but this is kind of bulky, right? I'm actually going to create a what is it called? I'm going to create a drop-down menu for this. Oh, right here, hide show button. So I'm gonna create this menu, and that's right here. So this is just gonna be a button. So we're just gonna place this like right here. And if you select this button, you can just press either Alt, and then click it, or Option if you're on Mac. So you click it and that goes away. So now you have this drop down menu for that. So click Alt or Option and click it. Then this pops up. So that saves some space. And this kind of bubble plot sizing is only relevant to the bubble plot. So I'm just going to put that right here. Oh, perfect. Now we have our dashboard with some optimized spacing. So what a few other things I wanted to show you in terms of the interactivity now let's go back to this pages tab, is that this affects every single sheet because we applied this pages by the year feature to every single one of our sheets. So if we play this, we can see how all of these sheets change over time, which is kind of cool. And we can see that there's a little bit less red happening, and these points are kind of moving in this general direction up. So that's really good to see. And now, in terms of more interactivity, we can see that we can actually filter our points using some of these sheets. So I'm gonna put that back. So if you click on this sheet, you have this little filter icon. We're gonna use that as a filter. So if we click just on the United States, it's only gonna filter for the United States in the whole dashboard. And if we highlight Africa, for example, as a continent and a little bit of the Middle East, it'll only filter for that region that we just highlighted. And we can go through this highlight table to look at this in more detail. It automatically orders this by the percentage of GDP, which is nice. And yeah, that's one way to do that. So another way is we're going to deselect that. We can select this sheet as a filter and use that. So let's say we want to look at these that are kind of a little bit more reddish. And now only these countries have been filtered in the rest of the dashboard. So I'm going to remove that filter now to reset that. And I wanted to show you a feature here that we can use. So if we go to dashboard, we can go to actions, and we can actually add an action. We're going to add a filter action. So this is just another way to kind of get a little bit more granularity. So let's say we want to use the map. So this is the source. So we want to use the map to filter, let's say we don't want the bubble plot filtered, we only want the lollipop plot filtered and the highlight table. So we're going to remove this because the map, because we're using that as the filter source. And I want to change the run action to select. So this is when you actually have to click on it on the map to select the regions. And then when we clear the selection, I want it to show all values. So we're going to add that. We have that here now. So let's see what that does. See, now we selected some countries in South America, and that only made edits here. And you can do that with any one of these sheets. You can select the source, how you're going to filter for it, and the kind of the destinations of um, the sheets that the action will take place on. So now that we saw a little bit of interactivity, um, I am going to rename this to being our dashboard. And I want to show the title. So now we have the title here, and I want to edit the title, and I'll call this the infant, the global infant mortality rate. Infant mortality rate. Okay, and then this will just be dashboard. Sweet. So thank you so much for joining this session. I hope you guys had a lot of fun using Tableau. I think that Tableau personally is one of the best tools for data visualization you can use because you don't need to code, so that's not a barrier. And when you're working on interdisciplinary teams where you have um, non-technical subject matter experts, I think Tableau is a great way to show them your data and also give them the opportunity to dig into the visualizations as well. So thank you so much and have a nice rest of your day.